Welcome to another edition of Purple Eagles Film Review. I'm Frank Gallo, and I am joined today by Niagara's men's hockey coach, Jason Lammers. Coach, good to see you again. It's a beautiful fall day here in Western New York, and we get to talk hockey. I'm excited.
Yeah, great to be seen. Great to hear your voice again. Great to see you too, and can't wait to talk about how uncommon our guys have been in the past and how uncommon they are now.
Well, we're going to take a look at an important game in your season. It was a home weekend series against Army West Point, the opponent that you would have had in the Atlantic Hockey Playoffs. And really, this weekend was huge in your season. It resulted in a sweep as we get a look at our first views of the ice. And the home arena really paid off for you this past season. You were 8-4-2 at home, and it was a redesign of Dwyer Arena. The place just really popped with the extra wall decals and everything.
Yeah, it's great to hear you say that. I'm just so impressed with the leadership of the university, obviously starting with Father Marr and Simon Gray and Steve Butler and our staff and all the people that supported making that happen. Keith Sargent on campus, Mary Borgognoni running the rink, Philip Rhodes, who manages the rink now. Just really exciting for our fans, really enjoying and makes Dwyer, if not the hardest, one of the hardest buildings to play in the country.
Now, we just saw the defenseman for Army, Fleckenstein. He's a Fredonia, Western New York native. Evancho didn't play in this game. He's a Buffalo native. Did you personally ever get a chance to go play a game in your hometown after leaving?
You know what? It's a great question, and I got the chance to play one of the biggest games ever. Not play, but coach. I had the chance. The Frozen Four was in Pittsburgh when I was at UMass Lowell, and so we lost to Yale in overtime in the Frozen Four in a great game. And Connor Hellebuck was our goalie. He just won the Vezina Trophy. A couple NHLers on that team. So didn't get to play in my hometown that way, but got to coach in my hometown. And when you see your name and your face up on that scoreboard that's like 60 by 60, makes you do that. So it was a great experience, and I really thought we had a blessed team that year and really felt like we were going to win it all in my hometown. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for us.
Well, that was there extra nerves associated with that?
Well, 100%, because being a proud Pittsburgh guy, I was certainly one to represent the town and win it for the city, and all the people that had coached me were at that game, and just felt like it would be a really awesome moment for the whole community and everybody that's had a chance to be a part of my life and me a part of theirs. So definitely extra nerves in that one for sure.
As we turn back to the film, we see early on here, you were able to win the opening faceoff and get it deep, but Army is able to turn that around into 2-on-1 if we go back and look at it. But Truscott and the defense, I believe it was Zielinski, were able to really help Veltry out on this. Can you talk about how they played that 2-on-1? Yeah,
so it's a really great job by our players, and we really work hard with our goalies to just take the first shot. And in this case, I thought Zielinski did a great job eliminating the pass, even though the guy tried it, and that's their job as defense, to eliminate that pass.
And then fast forward a little bit, your team's about to apply some pressure, but first you have to get it out of the zone. Can you talk about the work that Wishman and Person are doing in front of the net here?
Yeah, so I'm just a firm believer that breakouts are key to creating offense. And so the work that these guys do, especially as defensemen, they don't always get rewarded for it at the other end. But it's important as a D to be able to shut down the play and then, start the offense as well. So in this case, the guys did a great job defending with their sticks, using their feet, and moving the puck.
And here's an example of that breakout. You guys were able to flip the ice very quickly with just that little pass. Really highlights what you're saying about the breakout.
Yeah, the breakout then moves into a line rush and a transition play, and you can see the great chance that we get there offensively. So it's, breakouts lead to quick transition, and I'm a firm believer that you can catch people in transition. I'm sure you saw the other night in the Stanley Cup game, Dallas had a bad change, and Tampa transitioned it into a 3-on-1 and an eventual goal. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to out-transition other teams, and it starts with our breakout.
And there might not be a more dangerous place to go east-west than in the neutral zone of the NCAA hockey game. You saw Cam Cook was able to get his head up. How important is it to make sure that you're handling while keeping your eyes on the ice.
Yeah, the neutral zone, to your point, is a really scary space for a variety of reasons because people are tracking on you and you got defenders in front of you. So it's a place that you need to have great awareness. It's also really important for us to keep our speed in the neutral zone. So as much as possible, we want to keep the puck moving and keep our speed as we come through the neutral zone and put it behind their defenders. And like you said, if you don't do that, often they end up transitioning back against you. So Cam avoided a major collision there, but did a nice job getting the puck to a place that we could defend it.
You see now your team going to the front of the net, and obviously Army, very disciplined team. They're there to greet you. Does that let both teams know we're going to be in for a long night and a kind of a fight here for positioning?
Yeah, I think it just, you know, we're big believers in attitude and confidence. And when you stop on their goalie, you're distributing or showing them, of letting them see how confident we are as a group. And we know from experience that's where you have to go to score goals. And we're going to get to that area to score goals.
And that resulted in a power play opportunity where you guys are going to open the scoring, and we get the look here of the goal. But it all starts with a face-off win, and Noah Delmas again being able to keep the puck in at the blue line, one of his specialties, and it results in a big opening goal for your squad.
Yeah, well, that I think you bring up a couple great points. Number one is the face-off win. If we don't win the face-off, you're chasing it for 40 seconds, and you got to go get it back behind your net and work through the neutral zone and enter, and it just gets harder, right? So in this case, I remember sweating this one because it was so close. Obviously I'm sweating there in that picture, so you can see it for yourself. But Noah did a great job. Obviously Noah was a big part of our team and a big part of our group, and have had various conversations with him throughout the summer. He's doing great right now, and we're really excited for him and what the future holds for him. But he did a great job keeping that in, and then it's a great passing play from Namovsky to Billings to Jared Brent in the end for the goal. So it took everybody on the ice, and they did a great job.
And we'll touch on Brandt a little bit later because his positioning in the slot was not the only time we saw him there. But can you talk about a little bit of what's happening now, your communication with the press box and how that kind of operates and what you're looking from the press box?
Yeah, so Philip Rhodes is our hockey operations leader, and basically what I'm doing there is communicating with him to get his thoughts on the play. And it's a really interesting job because you're up there doing about 4 different things, and then the head coach wants to know if we should challenge a play or if it's a goal or if it's not a goal, and we need to know in about 2 seconds whether or not we should make a call. So basically I'm trying to get the 4-1-1 on, are they going to call it a goal or is it going to be disallowed? And so I can get the team prepared for what's next.
And right here, 12 seconds left, we see Chad Veltry with an important save with no rebound, but you're going to face a defensive zone face-off at the end of the period. Really, these are big possessions. You don't want to concede that goal at the end. And, of course, you have Cox, Hill, and Truscott, and it's John Hill who makes a great play here.
Yeah, so Ryan Cox did a phenomenal job with us on face-offs. So we talked about face-offs in the offensive end. Now, this is one in the defensive end, and Ryan Cox really became a specialist for us. And in this case, Johnny Hill pressures the puck and is able to get it out and get it deep and get us out of the period without anything uncomfortable happening.
Now, is Hill's responsibility the defenseman at the blue line? Is that why he's already kind of shooting up the ice and he's able to get there first?
Yeah, on a lost draw, he's going to head out to the weak side D in this case. So that's his job, and he's already on that. Most importantly, though, is the puck, and he's doing a great job of hunting the puck.
You head to the locker room up 1-0 following that face-off clear, and coming back onto the ice, we're about to see one of the players that missed the first half of the year. Ludwig Stenlin then goes down going into the 2020 calendar year, and we're about to see some work from Jason Pinio. He's going to be wearing number 12 on your screen in just a moment. Can you talk about what he did to get himself game ready and not have to lose the entire year when you were in need of a position at center?
Yeah, well, credit to him. And, I've told him before, but he was the hardest working player in the whole province of Ontario. The year before, we were able to get
You
him.
see him right here on the forecheck.
Yeah, we were able to get him into the program, and he had to recover from an injury that happened late in his junior season before he even arrived. And that's the work that I think a lot of fans don't understand, how much time and effort goes into the behind the scenes effort to get yourself right. And again, a lot of credit goes to Matt Wiedespar, our strength and conditioning coach, and his staff, Scott Master Batista, who's in charge of our training room. And then a lot of it's on the individual, right? And he did a ton of work for himself to get himself right. And that's the biggest part. Once you believe in your mind, then you can do real good things. And he was a real important part of our success in the second half.
You see him go to the front of the net and get those offensive zone draws. And next thing I wanted to talk about is right here, you're able to turn the puck around to Soke. Just a little touch pass by Robinson there. A lot of communication on the ice, I'm guessing, so that Ben Soke let him know that he was there.
Yeah, well, again, that starts with a lot of work without the puck, and the guys do a great job without the puck to put pressure on it to get it turned over. And Reed makes a great little play here, and that's why we're so excited about this year. Is we have a lot of our guys returning, Reed being one of them. I talked to Ben yesterday. We are going to miss Ben. I thought he was just starting to really get into his groove towards the end of the year, and we're hopeful that he'll be able to play pro hockey. But yeah, it's a lot of communication and a lot of good plays, and then it's great players making great plays. And in this case, that was a great play by both guys.
Here, the work by your forwards is Stanley, Hill, and Pinio along the boards, up high to the defensemen, really keeping the stress on the D where they're not able to feel comfortable.
Yeah, and that's our goal. We don't want to let them make any direct passes out of the zone. We want our guys to be on it and above it and make sure they can't make any easy plays. And then on that particular shift with those three guys, they were the definition of what we're trying to accomplish.
As the second period winds down, you're about to head into the locker room, a tie game. And this wasn't an unfamiliar position for your team. You were in a lot of close games entering that third period. Did the experience as the season went on and built, did it help you down the line?
Well, I appreciate you asking that question, Frank. We've done study after study after study, and basically 83% of the games are going to be 1-goal games if you count empty net goals as well. So we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in tight games, right? And just be at peace with that. And I thought our guys did a great job being more comfortable as the season moved along. I thought Chad did a great job in net for us as the season moved along too, to help that. And it's something that we coach and that we talk about, and it takes time, right? To build something special always takes time. You don't build a beautiful church in a day. It's going to take you time. So it took us time last year to build, and our guys did a great job with it, and we got really comfortable in tight games.
Now, we're watching highlights from the second period. You guys are in the intermission. Can you talk about the work that goes in to the intermission by the coaching staff? Because 17 minutes might feel a lot as we're recapping game and going through standings and have a bathroom break. But you guys, I'm guessing it's a little bit more hectic down in the locker room.
Yeah, well, it's a great point by you. I'm obviously watching the Stanley Cup playoffs right now, and yeah, I get up and I get a snack and I have a drink and I go to the bathroom, like you said, and then all of a sudden I'm like, geez, the game's on already, and it feels really fast, or maybe fast. Yeah, I would say it feels fast. It comes back on, but when you're in it, those 17 minutes feel like about 2 minutes. It's even faster, and we're trying to do a lot, right? We want to have some messaging for the guys and really support them and help them with clarity of what they can do to make a little adjustment. We're trying to show maybe a video clip or two, and then give them the message and encourage them and inspire them for the third period. So a lot going on in a little bit of time, and certainly easier at home watching the game than being in the fire of the game. But I get to be a coach, and I'm so blessed, and it's a lot of fun and really enjoy it. But those times it moves fast.
So right now we're looking at a graphic here, and the goals per game are below 2, and the power play percentage is 8 for 79, just above 10%. But this weekend, the previous game, you go down 1-0, and you use 3 of your 4 goals on the power play to win 4-1. You end up with a power play goal in this game. Can you talk about the evolution of your power play and how that really led to success down the stretch?
Well, I love that word evolution. And again, it takes time to build something special. And it took us time to get our special teams to a better place where we wanted it. It's still something that we want to continue to work on. But last year was an evolution, and we made some nuanced changes. I thought the staff did a great job of helping that happen. And special teams matter because, like you just illustrated, it's going to be a 1-goal game. And oftentimes that power play can get you that one more goal that you need, or that PK stops that one more goal that they're trying to get. So special teams are critical, and we got much, much better as the year moved along.
One player I wanted to point out during those highlights, we saw a shot of Eric Cooley. Can you talk about one, we all know the speed he possesses, but he went to Buffalo Sabres development camp, not this past summer, but the summer before. Did he talk to you about what he got out of that and what he learned and the observations that he had?
Yeah, so we've had a couple guys go now. Eric's gone a couple times, and Noah Dalmas went. So I'm always picking their brain. Croy Evingston has gone to a couple Winnipeg Jet camps. So I'm always picking their brain. Hey, what can you tell me as a coach that I can learn? And then what can you share with the players as well? So it's a great honor to go to those, but we want to make sure they're bringing back something to our organization. So Eric and Noah and Croy have all mentioned various things, and some of them to a fan probably wouldn't be a big deal. For example, they've talked about how they tape their sticks, right? Which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it actually creates a different spin if you tape from the toe to the heel or the heel to the toe. So that'd be one. The second thing is just how those guys, nutrition, how much nutrition matters, right? What you eat and what you put into your body. And the third thing that they really taught and did a great job with us was sleep, and how much sleep you need to be a Division I athlete while at the same time going to school. I don't think these guys get enough credit for the challenge that they have every day of yes, playing hockey, but they're going to school too. And they have basically 2 full-time jobs.
And there's Cooley. We just got a great shot of him. And then if we can pause right here, we just saw Chad Veltry, and want to talk a minute about your freshman goaltender, going to be a sophomore this year, but he is a cool customer, isn't he? You saw some highlights of the saves he makes. He's steady, very few rebounds given up in this game. And you talk about Chad a little bit more?
Yeah, just, think the world of Chad, think the world of all our guys. But in Chad's case, I think people forget he didn't have a win before Christmas. And then he went on to do what he did after Christmas. So to me, everything starts in your mind and your internal confidence. And so for him to come back after Christmas and have that much internal confidence to still push is really impressive. A lot of people maybe said, hey, no, this isn't for me. I didn't even have a win. Not him. He got after it. Physically, he's really worked on his body and how he wants to be and what he wants his body to look like, which body comp is a big part to things. And I've seen the change throughout his time here. I thought he did a great job technically. We're always working with the guys on the fundamentals. I'm reading a book about John Wooden, right? It's all about passing. It's all about how you put your socks on. And it's the little fundamental habits. And Chad really grew in his fundamentals that I'm not sure a lot of fans realize, but he got much better at getting pucks to stick to him. He got a lot better with his stick and how to use his stick to keep pucks on the same side of him. And then finally, I think he understood our tactics and how we want to play much better. So he was able, almost like an NFL quarterback, to know what the defense is doing. He was able to learn what the offense is doing, and did a nice job of, hey, the shot's probably going to come from here, so be ready for a shot from here. And I really thought he grew that way.
Yeah, I did. Goaltender's vision of anticipating the play, it's monumental to their success, and it seems like he has a good feel for it. We're tied 1-1 in the third period. It's another close game, and Harper gets his stick on it at the last second there. Chris Harper was one of those people that really just, again, it seemed like your team found its game in the second half, and he was a contributor to that.
Yeah, well, it's a great play by him, and look at that. I mean, we just saw in the NHL that happened the other night on a breakaway too. So great play by Chris Harper there, and can't say enough good things about Chris Harper. He's really driven our program to new heights, and I think he's going to drive them to even higher heights here as we work to be regionally dominant and nationally prominent. He's going to be a big driver of that. And to watch him transition from a freshman to where he is now, I certainly wouldn't want to play against him. So I feel bad for the other team.
Cam Cook makes it 2-1. We talked about him earlier in the game. He was going to net, one of his better games of the season. And we talked about the importance of a breakout, and this is what can happen when you feed it to the middle of the ice when it's covered.
Yeah, well, again, great job by Ben Soke to put pressure on that puck to create the turnover. Great job by Cookie to be in the right spot at the right time. And, he's got his own story behind the scenes. He's put a lot of work into this in his game, not only from a player standpoint, but from a student as well. So his commitment pays off for him there and gets us the lead.
Now, the lead would be a little bit short-lived as Army was able to answer and make it 2-2 down the stretch, and you're going to be able to earn a power play. But, again, talk about this breakout in Jared Brandon, the amount of strength and speed it took for him to accomplish that play right there.
Yeah, so I think you see a lot of good parts to our game there, plus the entry and the chance off the rush as well. So that group, this play right here as you're watching the replay, great pass, great kick over to the weak side, great chance for Billings. So, but that all starts, again, to your point about the breakout. I thought we were really connected on that breakout and did it as a 5-man group. You can see all 5 guys in the picture, and then that's what leads to the chance for.
At the end of the third period, you draw a power play. It would carry over into the overtime as you're unable to score. Is getting a power play at the end of the game in overtime and coming unsuccessful, is that something that takes a lot out of the bench, or as hockey players you're able to just, next shift?
Yeah, power play is a little bit like being a baseball player. A baseball player, if he hits 300, everybody thinks he's the greatest player in the world, right? But that means he failed seven out of 10 times. So a great power play is 20, maybe 30%. So you're going to fail 7 or 8 times out of 10. And so you just have to have the mindset, again, about, hey, events happened. Yes, we want a different outcome, but what we can manage is our response. And so in this case, it's just all about managing our response. And you need resilient players that can manage their mindset when the power play doesn't work and not get frustrated.
So in the overtime this past season, still 3 points up for grabs, even though we've advanced past regulation. High pressure again. So again, big moments for your team to learn from here.
Yeah, here we are, right? We just talked about it, 2-2 going into overtime. This is where all the games are going to be at. And that's the way we coach to get our guys ready for this. The NFL, to me, feels like the NFL comes down to field goal with 2 seconds.
Real quick to pause this, and if you could take us back through the entry we just saw from Ben Soke as well after you finished your response.
Yeah, just the NFL to me comes down to a last-second play. The other night, Patriots, Seahawks, it's a goal line stand. It's a field goal late in the game. Hockey's very similar. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a 1-goal game, and that's what makes the game so great. It's very entertaining for the fans, and it's really fun to play in these situations. So we're not scared of these situations. They're fun. On the entry here, Ben does a great job receiving this pass and then attacking the dots and getting himself into the middle of the rink. When you attack from the middle of the rink, it's really hard to defend. And again, Ben gets entry and all because he used the middle of the rink.
And that creates options where he's able to skate in as we saw, or dish it to the wings.
Exactly. Yeah, he can skate or kick it east or west, and it gives you a lot of options when you attack through the middle. And he did a great job of that, attacking through the middle there for us. And
we're about to see another play where Jared Brandt is able to get himself into the slot. Can you talk about the vision it takes from the defensive end to find those little holes in the defense and spring yourself for an offensive opportunity?
Yeah, well, and again, I think I equate it back to football. The quarterback has to know the pattern that the receivers are running and then deliver the ball. And the defenseman has to know what the forwards are doing and then deliver the puck. And in this case, Jared helps us with his ability to skate. And if you can't deliver the ball, then you need to use your feet. In this case, your skates, and he does a real good job with that. Now, your team goes shorthanded with 3 minutes left in overtime. Would that fall under the
good penalty category here? Does he prevent a goal by taking that player down?
Yeah, again, Chris Harper plays with a lot of bite, and so he often is walking a fine line, and I have no problem with that fine line because that's who he is as a player. In this case, I thought he just overpowered the player, just stronger. But the ref made the call, and hockey seems to equal itself out a lot. And we had a power play at the start, so now they're going to get one. And for better or worse, it's always seems to be the way it is.
And this talks to the depth of your team because Chris Harper, one of your main penalty killers, and now he's out in overtime, but you're able to come away with a successful kill. And we're about to see the game-winning goal where Herman right here, you're shorthanded, but he jumps up into the neutral zone to make that play. What do you think he saw?
Yeah, so again, it's a credit to Herms, and he's come a long way in his game. Again, with his mindset, he's a real strong dude right now. He's put a lot of time in. He's worked on his skate, shoot, pass, and he knows our tactics. So in this case, he knew, to his credit, what they were going to do with that, and so he's able to jump the route and makes a good play on the puck and creates transition for us and a game-winning goal there for us.
And we're going to get another chance to see that shot by Jack Billings a couple more times because what a shot. Wow. That was pretty.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an unbelievable play by an unbelievable player. And Jack's been through a ton, and he's a great person. And so you're just excited to see him rewarded for his effort, his work on his craft.
And I know you talked about his character, resilience, and that's a common thread for your squad, but can you elaborate a little bit more on Jack?
Yeah, Jack's been through some things. He's lost some family members, and he hasn't had the perfect life that everybody dreams about maybe when you're going to sleep. So he's been able to overcome that, and he's stronger for it. And I just give him a ton of credit. A lot of people would have cracked and folded and not responded, but events have happened in his life. He knows the outcome that he wants, and so he's focused on the R that he wants to get.
Billings gets the third star. Your goaltender, Chad Veltry, gets the second. And then Cam Cook, who we touched on, will get the first. And talk about the three-star recognition. Does the media get it right, or are we off usually?
Well, you're way off all the time. But,
okay.
Just kidding. Just kidding. You guys, I think the media does a great job, and it's always interesting to me. I always like to listen and see what the media thinks, because it might be slightly different than what we think as a coaching staff or what I think as a coach, but it's always nice to see somebody else's perspective. And I think it means a lot to our players. I know we've added this to our game marketing and our plan, and I think it's been a really nice touch. And our guys, they're very humble, but to get them out there and see them have a little fun with it's really exciting.
Now, a lot of the greats say they hate losing more than they like winning. And I've felt that. I know that as a competitor as well. But after a win, I know you really try to pump up the boys in that locker room because it's a good feeling. They should be proud of what they've accomplished. Yeah,
it's an exciting time, and they put a lot of time and effort into this, and the professors on campus don't know how much time they put in, and sometimes parents don't know how much time, and but we want to celebrate, right? And anytime you can celebrate in life, that's one of my philosophies for my family or for myself or for our team. We're going to celebrate. When you can have fun, have fun. There's enough things that happen in life that aren't fun or that are sad. So let's really embrace and enjoy the times that we get to celebrate. And after a win is one of those times that we get to celebrate and enjoy each other and pat each other on the back for all the hard work that we put in.
Well, I really enjoyed your breakdown of the video, getting a chance to talk hockey with you. Hopefully we'll be celebrating a few more of those victories in the very near future.
Well, that's certainly the plan, and that's the outcome that we want. The events have given us what we are right now, so our guys are doing a great job on how they're responding and how they're controlling their response and focusing on what they can control. And I wish we could play right now, because I'm super impressed with them, and they're an impressive group, and really want people to share in what I'm seeing.
Well, that is another edition of Purple Eagles Film Review with head coach Jason Lammers. Again, Coach, thanks for joining us, and we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you. Can't wait to see you face to face and get on this journey together.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you to all the fans for tuning in. We'll see you next time.